about this? Here's another segment.
Oh, God.
Usually, I am all praise for China, but here's a moment for us to say, China sucked in. Well, just because, like, apparently, you know how they were doing the trade war to punish Australia? Well, it kind of backfired.
Really?
Yes, because they stopped trading coal, but one of the consequences of, like, Corona and them doing the trade war was that iron ore prices quadrupled, and Australia made a killing. A lot of it from China as well.
Wait, say that again.
So basically what happened was that China said no more coal, no more wine, which was like small stuff. The other thing is, like, China is really dependent on our iron ore.
Yeah.
Because, you know, the whole infrastructure industrial complex thing.
Yeah.
That
Of course. Yeah.
So they need
bankroll
iron
us.
ore to keep making buildings.
Yeah.
Which is, and that's actually our Achilles heel too. Like, if China says no more coal, no more wine, yeah, it kind of hurts a few people, but we'll be fine. But if China says no more iron ore, then we are actually fucked. But China didn't say that, and frankly couldn't say that because of their need for iron ore. But one of the things that happened was that iron ore prices skyrocketed because after Corona, Brazil just kind of shut down. So we actually...
Dude, we are...
Shut down?
Well, shut down in the sense
country.
that we are truly the lucky country.
are just the lucky country.
Here's another lucky drink.
Jesus, the mislove of nations.
That's pretty good. I'm like, it's good that I'm in this country because it's just appropriate.
It's the Frank Grimes quote. If you were in any other country, you'd be dead.
Long ago.
Yeah.
Miss Laugh. Well,
thanks for that addition, whoever that was.
No, someone. No, go.
But what I'm saying is, I think the moral of the story is that usually we criticize the U.S. for doing all these heavy-handed moves. It's time for us to say, China, you tried to pull a U.S. and you got sucked in.
Yeah, look, I'm really showing my levels of patriotism here. I'm kind of sad that happened.
Shut the fuck up.
Jesus Christ.
But anyways.
I was hoping that this was going to act as a lesson for every other country on Earth that you shouldn't be escalating wars.
That is true.
With a country that has nukes.
You do make sense there. Your openers are always questionable. Your openers are always questionable, but your analysis is on point here. Look, yeah, I agree. And it also gives, like, fucking Frydenberg oxygen to come out and budget like, we are on track to recovery.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, that's because you hit the jackpot, dude. You went to the roulette table and it ended up on the number that you chose.
Yeah, true. And also, it's Saddam Hussein level propaganda after the first Gulf War when the US withdrew on their own volition, and then he told everybody, I turned back the American giant all by myself, baby. That's what happened.
Yeah. It's just complete luck.
There's no difference between him and Frydenberg except the accent.
Yeah. You reckon China's nukes are any good?
Yeah.
Nah, they don't work.
They don't work.
No, they definitely
I'm just
work.
imagining they shoot them. I'm imagining they
blast our ass so hard.
Right. I'm just imagining they shoot them and then, like, all the, like, material, you know, goes away and it's just, like, one guy on, like, a thing with the dollar signs.
But, you know, it would be hard for them to hit us because we're, like, too far away from them.
No way.
Like, you need to travel
we're
a lot.
Pretty big target.
Yeah, but, like, no. Okay, let's just... Darwin can get... they could suffer, but we wouldn't.
I don't know.
It's too far away,
Good on
dude.
Darwin, always taking one for the team, man.
No, but, like, I'm not saying that their missiles can't reach us. They definitely can, but we have a lot of time in between to, like, shoot them off.
Pew, pew, pew.
Is that what happens with nukes?
Yeah, it can happen with
program
nukes.
Was such a failure, but
that's what, like, the Israeli Iron Dome is. By the way, update on that. Bibi Netanyahu is bye-bye Netanyahu.
what?
Yeah, I heard about that too. He's gone
Wow.
skis.
This is even bigger than Logan Paul almost beating Mayweather.
Let's not go crazy. Let's not go crazy.
That's the biggest news story.
Sorry.
What, was it like
I
an
don't withdraw my
Arabic?
comments on China.
Was it an Arabic dude that? No, of course not. I made that up. There was something I read
No,
about.
there's never going to be an Arabic president of Israel.
That's what I thought happened.
But what you are saying is kind of true, which is that the Arab Israeli vote bank helped that process.
What happened? Tell me everything.
Yeah, and what?
And how about this? Bibi Netanyahu is now pulling off for Trump. He's saying this is a rigged situation,
Yes.
total democracy in shambles. I'm not going anywhere.
but isn't it
But
like?
they're kicking him out.
But isn't it the kind of thing of like unbelievably radical change? We've gone from a right-wing Israeli extremist government to a right-wing government. Thank God. Isn't that just what's happening?
Pretty much. I think
Slightly, yes, yarmulkes. The gefilte fish specials on 2 days a week less. Oi.
you're gonna get sued by.
Come on, where's the drum?
Oh, shit.
Nah, well, that's fine as well. Both of them. That's
Sorry.
okay. There we are.
I'm here all night.
Jeez. I told you that hat was all the qualifications you need. So tell me everything.
Well,
else
I think
other than these
from the Israeli
gefilte fish chain.
from the Israeli
Who else do you know?
perspective, Benjamin Netanyahu fucked up. Because, dude, this was a net loss for them. It exposed them as not being nearly as popular as they used to be. Because, you know, like, back in the day, and sorry, I don't know if this is, like, kind of anti-Semitic or whatever, but, like, I don't understand what anti-Semitism is anymore. Because I thought it was being discriminatory towards Jews, but it's also, like, a lot of avoiding buzzwords. But, so, you know, back in the day, before social media, they used to be able to control mainstream media really, really easily. Mm-hmm. So the narrative just never got to the point where people could legitimately say, no, Israel is kind of wrong. But that's not the case anymore. It's super fragmented. So all over social media, they were getting a hammering to the point where in the US, they did a poll and 49% of the people were for Palestine, which is insane. Because it's the U.S. And so basically, I think from the Israeli establishment's point of view, it was like, dude, what the fuck are you doing? Like, you are ruining all our political capital. Also, this particular situation, you could have handled better by, like, just giving those people that you were, like, getting, those Sheikh Jarrah residents, like, some houses or some shit. Like, it's just not worth it. But Netanyahu's policy was, like, muscle him. Because it's kept him in power to this point where it was just too much. So I think even the right faction was like, all right, look, he fucked up. Let's get rid of him. Get some other right-wing guy.
Right.
Do you think that Netanyahu will be back?
He was already, like, I think if he's gone now, he's gone. He might be like a Trump-like figure, but because he used to be a thing in early 2000s as well. And then he went away and he came back.
So
What are the odds that he could come back a third time?
could happen.
I thought that they'd be really high because, according to Netanyahu, that's all they've got.
Really?
Yeah,
I'm starting to understand the faults in my source here.
There's plenty of other people in Israel. But I don't know if he can come back now.
Survive so long.
Well, because he kind of he truly did what Darwin said. The strongest are the ones that adapt. He was a bit of like a Malcolm Turnbull figure where he was center-right, moderate kind of person. He was never a lefty, but he was kind of moderate. And then he realized that, no, actually, if I be really right-wing, I could get elected more often. And he was right. And he came back with this new fervor, and that kept him in power until now when I think Israel regrets this whole situation. They wouldn't say it, but they regret it.
Domestically, how was he? I suppose Palestine is domestic.
He was already on a razor-thin margin.
No, but in terms of what he did for Israel, do you think that they're better off or worse as a result of it?
Dude, I'm going to say this. Like, Israelis are fucking good. Like, all of them do great things for their country. They just do bad things to
The rest of the
countries. But they're killing it. Like, Israel has really progressed. And it's not just him. It's all the others before them, too. That have made it into like this this amazing technological hub in the middle of the Middle East.
Man, they've cures for cancer.
Remember your
I suppose
landlord?
that's what happens when your power base, instead of being the mining industry sucking the thing that makes you wealthy, your power base is just stepping on Palestinian kids' heads.
Jesus.
Shit.
get like a lot.
I'd say Panthera, but like, there's no point really.
Well, I mean, he's out now, so
Who's gonna get
who's gonna
us?
stop me?
Wait, who's out?
Yeah, no.
No, but there,
Him in what army?
there is merit to that. That, like, you know, when you don't have, because we just, our entire economy and our affluence is based on the fact that we've got this amazing treasure and we keep selling gold coins. That's what we do, right? That's our economy. That's not
Surprises.
that's not Israel's economy.
Yeah.
So they had to learn a way to figure shit out.
But I suppose what I'm saying is that their invisible government would have an interest in them advancing. Whereas our invisible government has an interest in keeping us Crocodile Dundee.
Yeah, it's probably there's definitely
there's merits to that too.
sure.
Kind of sad, isn't it? That really, if you are afforded the opportunity, virtually anyone can make your country better.
It's hard. Like they are very these Jews, you know, they're very smart. sorry, that's a joke. That's a joke.
Damn.
But
I'm not
Is that an
associated with it.
insult?
Yeah, I suppose.
I suppose a lot of commentators on ESPN have been outed for saying exactly the same thing you just did. Yeah,
And look at him,
I
he's
would be outed
Pakistani.
too.
You watch it. You're
But
in
you,
hot
like-
water.
I-
Pakistani. For fuck's
When I was in
it's the
Pakistan,
only
dude,
way you could get cancelled.
yeah.
yeah. Israel is like super, like, I remember when I was growing up in Pakistan, I was watching this TV show and this morning show host comes on and she's like, we figured out why the Jews are really smart. It's because they eat a lot of fish.
Hey, I don't think that there's anything. She might be right.
Not big fish.
Japanese eat a lot of
A lot of
fish. Look at them
mercury.
go.
And they're
A
also
lot of
very
mercury-
smart.
A lot of mercury in big fish, though. They eat the small fish.
This is very, very racy and I'm going to avoid
talking
this.
about fish. This is not what fish
Hey,
fingers.
look, it's triggering
Fish
me as an
fingers?
avid aquarist, but other than that,
And a big fish advocate.
Yeah, I know.
He eats heaps of salmon.
you know what we found out? Isn't this so indicative of both of our personalities? If a fish is alive, I know everything about it. If a fish is at a market, Miss Love knows everything about
As
it.
soon as it's going, bleh, I'm just like,
As,
hey.
as soon as it's no longer got a head, as soon as it's a fillet.
I remember my dad once telling me, I was like, hey, when I was a kid, I was like, hey, Dad, why do people say that Jews are smarter than us? And he was like, well, it kind of is true. I was like, what do you mean? He's like, well, look at the Nobel Prizes. They've won hundreds. We've won 3.
You won 3?
and 2 were an
Pakistan
accident.
go.
No, not Pakistan. I'm talking about all Muslims in this.
Holy shit.
And 2 were just left over. Some guy just went,
We have won one, and we have disowned the man who's won that too, because he's from a slightly different sect to the rest of the Muslims. True story.
yeah, sounds about right.
Maybe that's why you didn't win so many.
and they are
What's the
1/10 of
incentive?
our population, or even lower, and they won way more. Whatever they're doing, their education, it's working. Something is working.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's not just,
It's not just fish, I'm guessing, but like,
Maybe it is. You guys don't eat any.
yeah, that's true.
I'm proud for everyone, proud for everyone. I'm proud forever. Baby, don't say never.